Name is Aurobindo. I would like to read a passage from Sri Aurobindo's Savitri. Short passages that will help Sri Aurobindo's poetry is considered to be a mantric poetry. As you know, mantras are sound forms that has occult power to effectuate things in the material world, from connecting to some parallel universes where these things exist as real ideas, or a force that could be brought down here. So it has been recommended by many to read, whether we understand it or not, because Sri Aurobindo's poetry is not something that could be easily understood at the level of mundane poetry. It is more a mystic poetry and an occult poetry. It is mystic in the sense it explains things from the highest point that could be attained by mystical consciousness, and it is occult in that it contains some combination of an otherwise ordinary language like the English language, which is unlike Sanskrit, which has an inherent and a long-standing mantric tradition, by which many of Sanskrit words have come to stand for certain effectualizing powers, to bring peace, prosperity, to solve life's problem, and so on. Now we are going to begin with the symbol dawn. Before that, I would like to give you an introduction of Sri Aurobindo's epic poem, which I will be doing in the coming recordings. We shall make a small beginning by reading part 1, books 1 to 3. We are going to begin with book 1, the Book of Beginnings, Canto 1, the symbol dawn. It was the hour before the gods awake. Across the path of the divine event, the huge foreboding mind of night, alone in her unlit temple of eternity, lay stretched immobile upon silence march. Almost one felt opaque, impenetrable, in the somber symbol of her eyeless muse, the abysm of the unbodied infinite. A fathomless zero occupied the world, a power of fallen boundless self awoke. Between the first and the last nothingness, recalling the tenebrous womb from which it came, turned from the insoluble mystery of birth and the tardy process of mortality, and long to reach its end in vacant naught. As in a dark beginning of all things, a mute featureless semblance of the unknown, repeating forever the unconscious act, prolonging forever the unseeing will, cradle the cosmic drowse of ignorant force, whose mood creative slumber kindles the suns and carries our lives in its somnambulist whirl.